You know, we've been trying to find candidates for you, and a friend of mine told me, Glenn, there's a guy named B.J. Lawson. He's running for Congress. He's in North Carolina, and it's kind of like William Russell is running against Murtha. This guy is he's not a professional politician. He's just somebody who just said, okay, enough is enough. And he decided that he was going to run. So we wanted to get him on because I told you that I would bring candidates to you that are worth looking at. B.J. Lawson is with us now. Hi, B.J., how are you?
I'm doing great, Glenn. Thanks very much for the opportunity.
Okay, so you're trying to now upset a long-term incumbent. You were actually in medical school when you decided to run?
That's correct. Well, actually, I graduated medical school in 2000 at Duke and started neurosurgery residency, but left to start a hospital software company in 2001. It was really the process of starting and growing that business that made me desperately concerned about the direction our country's been going economically. And as you said, it gets to a certain point. My wife and I have 3 kids. It's time to call time out and say enough is enough.
Good. I'm glad to hear that because I've been saying on the air that we just don't have enough people in Congress. We don't have enough people in the Senate who are business people who have actually tried to start a small business. And so they don't understand that they've never tried to make payroll. They've never done anything. They don't know how it works.
Absolutely right. There's such a difference between signing the front of the paycheck and the back of a paycheck. And you just can't understand when you're trying to create value in your community and do well by serving your customers. The deck is pretty heavily stacked against you these days, and it's really hurting us.
So if you were faced with the bailout packages that they had to vote for, what would you do?
You mean the No Bank Left Behind Act, thanks to Bernanke and Lawson?
Yes.
Absolutely not. I mean, this has been the most horrendous deal. And I tell you, it's really hurting my opponent. I've been out there talking to people at the polls all day this morning and this week, and I ask folks, hey, did you get your bailout? And they look at me and they just laugh because, I'm looking for my bailout too. But it's the idea that we can cure a problem of too much debt by piling on more debt and giving money to the banks who made bad decisions just flies in the face of common sense.
So, BJ, what the hell is wrong with us? Because everybody I know listens to that common sense and they're like, yep, I get it. That's exactly right. And yet we keep putting these same people in the office.
Well, honestly, Glenn, this is my other message. When I meet people who are passionate and concerned, I tell them, run for office, please. And I didn't set out to do this, but I've had so much fun on the trail talking to folks because we're all, as Americans, concerned about the same things. And it's just a matter of getting enough people up there who aren't career politicians, who are ready to make a difference, starting in their own communities. And I do think we can strike a blow for freedom because you're right. The reason we keep reelecting these clowns is that because, honestly, most folks don't have a choice. You're dealing between dumb and dumber.
In North Carolina, I got to believe the Second Amendment is a big issue. Your opponent, pro Second Amendment, against the Second Amendment, or kind of wishy-washy?
Oh, he's not wishy-washy at all. He's actually one of the most horrendous folks in terms of respecting the Second Amendment as an individual right. He's a big Brady guy, and it's funny. He put out this series of attack ads once he began to realize we're running a serious campaign, and one of the most important issues he identified in this election was gun control. And his quote trying to attack me was that I oppose, quote-unquote, common-sense regulations to keep guns out of the wrong hands. And I thought that was really funny because I'm in favor of keeping guns out of the wrong hands. In my case, that's my left hand. But it's crazy, the idea that we have this culture of victim disarmament. And if you look at history, you can't just embrace part of the Bill of Rights. It's a package deal. Freedom is a package deal, and we've got to be willing to stand up and understand that the Second Amendment is a fundamental individual right.
How you doing, BJ, in the polls?
Well, honestly, the last poll we had was an internal poll that was several weeks ago. It was actually right after the bailout, and we were within 10 points. And that's unheard of for this district because my opponent typically romps through with 65% of the vote without the opposition really mounting a challenge. So based upon that bit of insight, we said, it's time to push hard. And we were very fortunate to be able to raise a significant amount of money, over $270,000 in about 72 hours, thanks to some just broad grassroots assistance over the Internet. And with that, we've been absolutely sprinting to the finish line.
BJ, let me ask you this. I'm so tired of putting my trust into people, and I know the people of North Carolina feel the same way. So tired of putting my trust into people. I mean, these clowns in Washington, they work for us. and they're trying to spin this whole thing around that we work for them. Can you look the people in North Carolina right in the eye here and tell them that you're going to get to Washington and you're not going to turn into a weasel, that you're going to stand up for common sense things, and you're just not going to buy into any of the backroom bull crap?
Well, you know how I'm carrying that message, Glenn, is, I tell people, go to the website, go to lawsonforcongress.com. I've been writing about this stuff for over a year, and most importantly, the thing we've been doing during the campaign is we have given out over 50,000 copies of our United States Constitution. And I tell people, this is what I'm giving out at the polls even up through Election Day. When I give them a Constitution, I say, look, this is not about buying me job security. This is about buying accountability. Now that you know the rules, if I start getting up there and acting crazy, please kick me out. But kick me out in 2 years, not 20.
Fantastic. BJ, thank you very much, man. Best of luck to you. We'll watch you on Tuesday.
Well, Glenn, I appreciate it. And if folks have any extra money left, every dollar helps as we're trying to buy constitutions and load the guns for the polls. We've got early voting has just been amazing in North Carolina. We're probably looking at close to 50% turnout early voting, and it's record-breaking stuff here.
Okay, thanks a lot, BJ.
Thank you, sir.
As Lawson for Congress.com, is that what it was?
Congress.com, that's correct.
LawsonForCongress.com. Thank you very much, BJ.
Have a great day.
You bet. I mean, it's the people who are not career politicians. It's these people who are just going to go and just do the right thing and just serve because they've had, they feel enough is enough, man. It just doesn't make sense anymore. I like the fact that somebody's giving out the Constitution, and kick me out. Kick me out. Not in 20 years. That's what the things we have to do. And, when we go in to vote, if you haven't voted yet, and you go in to vote, please, when you go in to vote, would you not vote with, I want free stuff? I want my community to have free stuff? I know you'd like to, but we as the head of the household, because that's what we are, we're the head of the household. Our household is the United States of America. As the head of the household, we need to say, tighten your belt. There's not that much free stuff that we need. I mean, please, just keep in mind, this woman, this is what she said as she left an Obama campaign rally last Wednesday night. Listen to what she said.
It was the most memorable time of my life. It was a touching moment because I never thought this day would ever happen. I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. If I help him, he's going to help me.
He's not going to help you. He's not going to help you. You help yourself. That's what America is.